I'm just going to go through a simple breakfast that I have when I'm in a hurry in the morning, or I just want something I can't think of what to have. Breakfast is a great time to have some of the things that are on the Daily Dozen list of Dr. Greger in nutritionfacts.org. He talks about getting a certain number of grains and beans and different things throughout your day, but in general, this is a good time to have a grain, so it could be oatmeal. In this case, I didn't do rolled oats. I did something slightly different. This is just a combination of rolled barley, flax, and oats and rye, I believe. So this is a whole combination, just a little bit of variety instead of just rolled oats or oat groats, which would have been really good to have also in this way. But with your cereal, it's really a nice time to be able to add something like the wheat germ. So this is actually new. In the past, Dr. Greger said, to go ahead and have wheat germ, but he didn't really put it on the Daily Dozen list. But in some of his newer videos, he does talk about wheat germ and the fact that it contains spermidine, which it's a chemical that we find in our body that we make on our own, or we can get it from foods, or we can have the bacteria in our gut make it. Spermidine, though, is for increasing autophagy, which think of autophagy as our body taking out the trash so it can make room for new things. So it increases autophagy, but it also increases longevity. So even if you went from 9 milligrams a day of spermidine in your diet to 12 milligrams a day of spermidine in your diet, it would increase your lifespan by 6 years. And so it just so happens that wheat germ contains a high concentration of spermidine in a very low amount. So 1 to 2 tablespoons, and in fact, we're going to be using, or what I used was 1.5 tablespoons in my cereal. But, a tablespoon a day is enough to increase that amount significantly in your diet on a regular basis. And then the other thing that Dr. Greger talks about having, because of the research behind it, is the ground flax in your diet. So this is just ground flax. It's milled flax, so it's not the seeds. And he was suggesting in the Daily Dozen that you have 1 tablespoon a day. And he's still recommending actually 2 tablespoons a day, I believe. 1 serving, 2 tablespoons. But since you're going to be adding the wheat germ, or you might be adding the wheat germ, then he suggests to do 1.5 tablespoons of this and 1.5 tablespoons of wheat germ. They both have really good fiber in them, but there's far more than just the fiber that you're getting from those things. Ground flax is also really, really good for decreasing inflammation in the body. So that would be one of the really great benefits of flax, besides the fact that it has a lot of fiber in it. And then another thing he suggests on the Daily Dozen is to get some berries. So I just put a little bit of frozen blueberries, about 1/2 cup of frozen blueberries in my breakfast cereal, but you could use any other kind of berry that you wanted. And then it's also a good time to add a little bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon is really good for blood sugar control, but also has some antioxidant properties to it. But in many cases, I use it for blood sugar control. And then if you need more sweetener, you can think about adding a banana or an apple, something like that. I was putting some honey in my morning cereal and my morning drink that I had, my golden milk, but I'm not doing that these days because I'm really looking to get my blood sugars down a little bit. And so I'm kind of avoiding the honey a little bit, and also the maple syrups that I was putting in things to sweeten them. And I'm just getting used to things that don't have quite such a high sweetness to them. Okay, so that's it for today. Just another way to do a quick morning breakfast. Okay, go out and have a great day.